Hi students, this is Mrs. Mignell, and I'm going to go into a little more depth about how to figure out how to edit your Essay 1 based on some of the codes here that were not discussed in the previous video on how to do the pattern of errors assignment. I am going to specifically be focusing on comma errors because those are the ones that you will probably need to put some time into understanding why you don't use them correctly, what is wrong, what is the correct way, and how to correct them. So for example, I'm only going to be focusing right in here because I have comma. This is a different example. I have comma, it means comma introduction and comma conjunction and then comma splice. So I'm only going to be talking about these three. On the correction symbols, you would have listed these on your pattern of errors, so you would understand the definition of what these symbols mean. So comma, let's look for the one comma INTR. So this one is comma INTR. Use a comma after an introductory clause or a long phrase. Comma conjunct means comma conjunction. Use a comma before a coordinating conjunction. And the other one is comma SP. So I have gone ahead and I've put comma SP. It means fixed fused sentence, a comma splice. And I'm going to talk to you about how to figure out what this means. So let's start with the comma introduction. So use a comma after an introductory clause. And let me show, if I were to come on over to a Google page here, and I would say how to use a comma with an introductory clause. And then they would come on over to videos, commas and introductory elements. So there's Khan Academy, and there's a number of them. So comma after introductory clauses and phrases, comma after introductory words and phrases. So you pick one, probably maybe watch one or two to see if you can understand what they're actually telling you to be able to do. So we'll come back to, here we are back at the essay. After you've watched it and you look at the sentence, you're going to say, it says, for example, after meeting the water boy's new girlfriend and his coach, and then she denied. It's because everything up until she is a phrase that describes this next sentence. The point here is that this is the subject and this is the verb, and everything before this is the clause, so it does need the comma here. So I will go ahead and put the comma. The comma has to come here. That's how I can do a comma. And then let me make it another color so you can actually see it. I'll make it black. Okay. So comma conjunction, let's come on over and look for the Google. Remember, it says use a comma before a coordinating conjunction fanboy that joins independent clauses. So you need to come on over here and find, so how to use a comma with a coordinating conjunction, and there it is, very common. Come on over to videos, and then you have a number of videos to choose from. And here's one that says and, but, or. So these are the fanboys that I'm talking about. Maybe you can find a video that actually uses the fanboys, but they may not. Here it is, fanboys, coordinating conjunctions. So that one should make the better sense. So you play that, paying attention to what it's saying, and then you come back to the assignment, and you're going to see that because but he did it. So there's a subject and there's a verb, and then and she finds. So she have a subject and a verb. When you use a coordinating conjunction to join a sentence with a subject he and a verb did, and to another sentence with a subject and a verb, and in this case it's she finds, you need to put that comma here. Let's see if it's going to let me do it. That's not supposed to be a comma. Okay? So then comma splice here is, and it aligns to this error here. And if we come over to comma SB, it means fixed view sentence, a comma splice. So let's come on over to Google, and we're going to Google that, how to fix a comma splice. We'll come over to videos, and here, how to correct the comma splices, how to fix a comma splice. You find the one that to listen to until you can understand what how to do it. You're going to come on over here and you're going to recognize it says, but he did it behind her back anyway, comma, and she finds out anyway. The mother pretended. So what's happened is the student has used a comma to join a independent clause to another independent clause, and that comma cannot do that. It's not strong enough. So the way to correct this is, probably the best way is just to add a period. So the best way to do that is to remove the comma, replace the comma with a period and start a new sentence. The mother pretended. Okay? So that is what you do need to do on your top 3 errors for Essay 3. I'm not asking you to do all the errors, only your top 3. If you have any questions, please ask them. Please reply to this announcement that this video is in and ask your questions, and I will try to get back to you. Thank you for listening.